David Fincher may always be mostly known for making movies such as The Game 7 and Fight Club, but the one he did at the start of this century called Panic Room is a movie still some people talk about, but it is naturally a bit less known than those mentioned movies. Nonetheless, I feel this is David Fincher's most underrated movie, and I will tell you all about the reasons why today. If we start with the first reason, it is the tension. Fincher has done this in other movies also where he manages to use the music to bring tension into the movie. During all these scenes, for example, when the home invaders comes into the house, or when there's this clever little interaction between the invaders, the woman, and the little girl by the help of notes, you can really feel this tension, and it is some of the stuff that makes this into an underrated movie. By and large, it is also creative that Fincher has done it so the invaders have to communicate with the people in the panic room by the help of notes. Basically, there's no pacing issue in this one, and we get straight to the point after around 20 minutes, whereas we in the beginning get a little introduction into this panic room that the story is really all about. Because it is all about this panic room, which of course naturally it is hard to get into from the outside, and there's money hidden into it. Perhaps, of course, it may not be much of a plot, but compared to other home invasion movies I've seen, I think it is better done, because the reactions of the characters seem realistic. One other reason why this must be David Fincher's most underrated movie is because of the way he has done it with the complexion of the story, the characters, and the cast. Because everyone, right down from Kirsten Stewart to Jodie Foster, is a perfect fit for the role. As for these home invader guys, you get two dumb ones and one smart guy lured into this job that seemed too good to be true. And he actually has a change of heart and saves the diabetic girl in the end. Because the play with having one smart guy played by Forrest Whitaker that actually used to design panic rooms and having these two dumb robbers with no brain at all, as it seems like a nice touch, where David Fincher has put a lot of thinking into it. Also, Jodie Foster plays quite well in the role as this crazy kind of woman that tries to keep her cool in a tough situation. But at times she does not manage to do that, and both her and the girl, played by Kirsten Stewart, they naturally react with such true emotions as you would in such a situation, with fear, nervousness, and anguish, as you surely would do in such a precarious situation. I like how Jodie acts here, because what she does with putting out the gas when they are about to choke out, when she manages to go in and out to get the phone just in time, and when she sneaks around a house. It is clever movements, and her reactions are very realistic. Also, of course, when you really can hear her get mad as she is in fear about her child's security. So it's more than most a fine act by Jodie. Another reason why this really is David Fincher's most underrated movie is, of course, that we get a solid dose of suspense. When you get the clash right at the end with the home invaders that are left, when one of them is shot dead, or when you go back and forth with the PA system. And the notes, it is very cleverly done by this movie director. One other reason why this one is an enjoyable movie is not only because of the realism into it all, but also the tension, not only in the general mood of the movie, but especially between the characters, where, like I said, we got one smart guy played by Forrest Whitaker and the two loose cannons with no brains at all played by Dwight Yoakam and Jared Leto. Of course, then again, it may be kind of harsh because at times this Raoul character, the one kind of outsider in the story, that was not part of the deal, which creates a funny moment as Forrest Whitaker lashes out at him, but then it takes full control of the situation and turns everything 360 degrees around, and Forrest has to follow his lead and just follow along to avoid a chance of death. That's also one of the reasons why this movie is David Fincher's most underrated movie. It is because it is all about the fear of death, and all the characters fear it from time to time, which may be the message of this movie, that a natural instinct is to feel fear and death in a terrible situation in a human soul. The movie really shows the classic situation where things don't go as planned, and there's a lot of things you didn't know about, as with the Forrest Whittaker character that really is fucked around completely by these two other guys that just lured him in, also downplaying how much money there really was in the safe. It really happened so much in this one in a short space of time, and people are dead right to call this an edge of your seat kind of thriller, because things are kind of unexpected also, and that's what makes for a good thriller movie. Moments such as when Forrest Whitaker, as I said earlier, suddenly steps back in to save the day, even though, as I failed to mention before, he is actually apprehended by the police afterwards, suggesting that he had a change of heart and is actually a good person. Before, I would like to say that he is really a good person in the movie. He just goes home with his tail firmly between the legs, realizing the mistake he had done in the first place. In more profound words, this movie will of course never get as much credit as David Fincher's more known movies, but it is a hell of a lot better than the last one he did, for instance, The Killer, because here he made a movie that keeps you glued to the screen, that has an unpredictable heart, which is well casted, has a lot of suspense, tension, and realism. That's why I really believe this to be David Fincher's most underrated movie, and I will give this one a strong 6.